I'll take off my shoes and I'll talk to you. So this is going to be a spontaneous talk. I'll also grab my beer. Ghost? So, like I said, it's a spontaneous talk. I mean, I came here today, I wasn't even sure I was going to come here today. But I came here and there was an opportunity to give a talk, and I thought, you know, I've got some things to say, limited to 5 minutes, or 4 minutes 38, 37, 36, okay, I'll get started. What's important for you? What do you live for? What do you get up for every day? What do you think about the first thing you think of? Or, for me, at least, it's a process. I reflect continuously every day. You know, I'm thinking, what's important for me right now? Okay, the little things. Okay, I missed the bus, I missed the Uber, oh shit, I'm going to be late for work. But what really drives me on? You know, are you thinking about that mortgage you have to pay, or the tuition money you want to save for that you can send your kid to a fantastic university? What really drives you on? You know, and I think this is a beautiful thing, what we're doing here today, right? It's about communicating. It's not about, you know, getting the nice new laptop. You're not thinking about consuming. It's more about what the human thing to communicate, or the real things that really matter in life. And the thing, you know, the beautiful talks of it today. I mean, it was really great from the young lady who was just standing there able to share something like that. So for me, try to learn from your past. What I've you know, if I can share my personal story, it's not always been an uphill road. I didn't always look like this. I mean, when I was 18, I was 110 kilos and heavily depressed. I was, you know, I think a lot of us, my generation, I'm a generation, well, 90s kids, Generation Y, I don't know what you guys call it nowadays. I think it's still a problem nowadays. A lot of us spend time in front of the screen, in front of your smartphones or video games or YouTube, whatever it is. It's easy to just isolate yourself. And that gentleman made that comment. I think a lot of us, you know, just in this virtual world, and it's not healthy. You know, if you just spend. Okay, that gentleman, he said he was writing his master's thesis and he spent 40 hours watching Let's Play. Okay, if for some people they can manage it, if he's doing it in a week, 40 hours, okay, that sounds more reasonable than you do it in 2 days. But I mean, I was at a position when I was just, you know, playing video games. Let's say I got home from school and I just played till late in the evening, and it was just 7 days a week. On the weekends, that was my life. That was my life. And, you know, I'll admit completely, I mean, it was down to me as well. I mean, I have to take some responsibility. But I had some good fortune in life. You know, I had the opportunity to do an Erasmus here in Munich, which was fantastic. It brought me so many opportunities, just got me out of the surroundings, you know. I mean, I was lucky. I mean, I had a good home, I had parents who cared for me, I had an education. But it's a first world problem. I think depression, is such a huge problem. I think you're so brave to talk up about it. It's not the focus of my talk, but it's part of my journey. So for me, I think a mindset is really important. I mean, the way you think, what's really important for me. So I think if I say to myself, I'm not going to sit at home in the evening and watch TV. No, I'm going to think about. I'm going to avoid getting into a position where I'm vulnerable. So I'm going to keep in shape, eat healthy, focus on the things that are important for me. Whatever that is for you. If it's spending time with friends, with family, if it's, you know, enjoying nature. Do things that get you out and with people. Focus on what really makes you happy, because I think our time here is limited. You know, whether you're religious or whatever really drives you on. Life. I'm an atheist. And the thing I think is that time here on Earth, or if there is an afterlife, which I don't believe there is, make the best of what you have right here, right now. Live in the present. Keep the past in mind. Learn from it. Of course, keep your future in mind. Be pragmatic. I'm not saying go blow your last €1,000 on a trip to, I don't know, South America. Maybe you can do that, but keep real. Keep a focus on what really is important to you. Treasure the human relationships. And for me, that's become a focus. You know, in my life, and I'm really happy. I must admit. I mean, I'm not saying things will always be uphill, but I feel like I've got a good mechanism where I just say, okay, this is important for me. This is the things I'll focus on in my life. You know, spending time outdoors, spending time with friends. And if I meet a young lady, you know, I'll spend time with her. But I feel really lucky, the position I'm in, the lessons I've learned. And if this talk, you know, if someone, you know, gets them thinking about it, that's really fantastic. You know, feel free to ask questions. I feel like the screen's gone black, so I don't know how much time I have. There's a couple of seconds. Oh, okay, this is minus now. I'm guessing it's red, huh? So feel free to ask any questions. This has been a spontaneous talk.
What made you change your lifestyle? You said you weighed 110 kilos and you were playing video games every night. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not 110 kilos now, so that's first. I mean, for me, exercise really started. I mean, I just started, and the change of environment, just something to get you out of that. I mean, the young lady said you went to the Black Forest with a boyfriend, and you weren't stuck in your apartment. I think that's really important. Something to just break that cycle. Right? For me, it was just getting. I think what was that? I just started my Abitur, right? I went to new school, got out of this poisonous environment where it was just that, you know, that 24-hour routine, that seven days a week changed for me. I met new people, I had a different outlook on life. I started, for me it was jogging, you know, I was a fat kid, I was 110 kilos, and you know, you try jogging, that's difficult, right? You start walking, and you know, for me it's a slow process, but exercise for me was a real trigger. I think that's also hormonal, and I'm not a biologist, I'm not a chemist. But I think it's all up here, the mindset. For me, I think that was really important. Just start from the exercise. I still believe a lot in it. For me, it's also getting outdoors is really important. That keeps me healthy, and also the way you think. I mean, the way you think really is so key. It's so key. The way you kind of track. If you have a problem, the way you go about thinking about it, right? Not getting into like a pit hole and shutting yourself off. Having a good way to deal with struggles in life. Yeah, for me that was a real change. Please.
I just want to go deeper a little bit, elaborate on the same question. You told us most, but I still believe there was something in the case you can pinpoint.
Yeah.
What was that on the top that was a little bit driving you to do the exercise? What kept you there? Okay, this is perfect. You change your neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
You moved to another environment, whatever. What was there still?
Okay.
I mean, we all have this question for ourselves,
sure.
and in the case you can pinpoint, nobody is.
Sure. I mean, the first talk I actually witnessed was this young man, right? Because I walked in a bit late, and he started his big crush, right? For me, it's actually a young lady. Actually, I was at school, and I thought, hey, I mean, I'm not going to talk to her 110 kilos, you know. She's not going to talk to me. So I thought, okay. So I was running. I was like walking, right? I was trying to run. I was thinking, hey, if I'm going to be able to talk to her, I have to, like, you know, at least lose her 20 or 30 or 40, right? So I mean, it sounds superficial, but an 18-year-old. Hormonal boy, or so, you know, has got a couple of things in his mind, and it was kind of positive.
I disagree. That sounds superficial because most of these people sitting here were doing a lot of things for the other partner or other gender, same gender, which
right. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I'm kind of trying to not get too serious, but it was definitely. You know, I knew I had to change something, right? And I mean. It's the age of information we have today. I mean, you can find anything. You know, exercise I think is underlooked. I think with coping with mental health. I think it's. I was talking to my GP. I think we have a GP called it Hausarzt here in Germany, a general practitioner in the UK, and he wasn't a big believer in his medication, antidepressants, and all this stuff. And I was just having a discussion with him, and you know, I think. A lot of people actually deal with mental health through exercise. I think it's something we've become very sedentary. What we do, I think, a lot of us sit on a computer for our jobs. Depends on what field you're in, but you're sitting on your ass all day, right? This is not what our systems are made to do, right? We're supposed to be hunter-gatherers. We're supposed to be on our feet. We're supposed to be moving. I think exercise, for me at least, is my coping mechanism, right? To deal with my mental health. I mean, I don't have any issues at the moment, but hey, I'm trying to keep things at bay. I think. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. Please.
When you were like 110 kilos.
Come on, you're going to keep on talking about 110 kilos.
Also because maybe you were surrounded by people with a negative influence on you. Because sometimes I think these things happen because you are surrounded by negative people and you need to be able to recognize it and be brave to like kick them out of your life.
Yeah, sure,
Was it
sure.
okay?
Please, yeah, finish. Yeah.
Was it your case?
Yeah, I think for me, as a kid, I wasn't that confident. I wasn't, the young man I'm standing here right now today, right? I mean, I was bullied. I mean, I was kind of an outsider. I mean, I moved a lot as a kid. I was born in Sri Lanka. I lived there for 6 years. I was in Germany for 5 years, and I was in England. I don't really know. My English wasn't as good as it is now, right? I didn't have this beautiful English accent. So like, I was a bit of an outsider. It's easy to get picked on, right? And for me, it's easy to fall into that trap. And kids are mean. Kids can be mean. Kids can be mean. So I think for me to get out of that environment was important. To get out from that school and start my A-levels, or Abitur as you call it here, to get into a new environment where it was a bit more mixed and it was different age groups, different cultures, different backgrounds. But yeah, if I can recommend anything, get away from that poisonous environment, whatever that may be. Okay, my time's over. Now I'm negative. Okay, get away from that. Get away from the positive, negative environment, whether there may be a terrible relationship, terrible workplace, or just a terrible mindset. You know, if that means for you to get away from the computer, stop watching YouTube, or stop playing that video game, just take that step. Get out the door, explore, find what works for you, find what makes you happy in life.
Thank you very much.